Hey everybody, I'm back to talk about some wrestling. Ha ha. Well, today I watched the Hell in the Cell pay per view on WWE Network. I highly recommend WWE Network, especially since, only for $10 a month you can get all pay per views. So let's start with the beginning of this show. The match we start off with was the whole thing with Roman Reigns, Jimmy, Jay Uso, the family thing. Uh, yeah, this was this was a weird match, really. I don't know, it was just strange to have this whole family affair, but hey, it's WWE, they gotta sell that marketing. And there's a fucking match back in the day where Eddie Guerrero and Rey Mysterio fought over the custody of a child, so this is nothing new. And so the match is pretty cool. There was a time where Jay Uso and Roman Reigns were bonded together. Probably, the thing that's kind of funny is Roman Reigns was very nonchalant, saying all these weird things about being a tribesman. He was so nonchalant about it, the way his delivery was. I think it was his delivery that was kind of weird. And then Jay Uso was pretty much knocked out the whole match at the end. Then his brother came in and tried to save him. And then Roman Reigns started using that Fast 9 acting skills to start crying. Then the other guy, drive his hand. And then Roman Reigns put him in a submission hold. Oh, I forgot to mention it was an I Quit match. So the way the match should have ended is if he says I quit. There's a funny bit where, because Roman Reigns didn't want the match to end, he said, he's not out, you're out. And he throws a referee out and wanted to end the match. That was a funny bit. And yeah, but like I said, it was an I Quit match. So Jay Uso finally said I quit only to save his brother from Roman Reigns' submission hold because he had recently had surgery. And so Roman Reigns used mind games, as they say in the WWE, to win again, to retain his Universal Championship. Yeah, I'm not into Roman Reigns, not really. And this just makes him, he was a good heel in this pay per view, that was a really good heel. Alright, and then the next match was a little lackluster, especially the fucking final. We saw Jeff Hardy fight Elias, and Elias started a scene. I hate when Elias scenes. I don't know what it is about it. They just feel so out of place sometimes. Like, what is this gimmick? What are they trying to do with this stupid ass gimmick? Anyway, so Jeff Hardy is this whole fucking drunk driving incident. It's like, what is this? Why is this still going on? I mean, first they try to blame James for it, and then I don't know who it is. But Jeff Hardy fought, and I like Jeff Hardy's fight style. The high flying, high risk person. He was going to do a high flying wrist move off the very top of the ropes. Not on the rope, not on the turnbuckle, but on top of the pillar. And jump onto Elias, but no, he didn't do it. And then he disqualified himself because Elias tried to hit him with the guitar. But Jeff Hardy took out his hand and hit him with it. And he got disqualified. So, a win by disqualification. This was probably the worst match of the night. Then after that was another lackluster match between Otis, and we had that terrible Law and Order parody. Like, why? What was that? And they had Otis defend his Mr. Money in the Bank, and then there's a turn at the end of the match, which was pretty obvious was going to happen, kind of like the turn at the end of the match of Roman Reigns and Jey Uso, when Roman Reigns tried to take the hand of the brother of Jey Uso and put in a submission. It was so obvious this was going to happen, and this was too. Wow, fucking The Miz is gonna try to get his championship again. And I'm so surprised The Miz was even WWE champion. It was just, or was he? I don't know. It's been a while since I've seen The Miz, or I've seen wrestling. I've been in and out of it for a while. And yeah, so he's gonna title shot, and everybody wants. He's Mr. Money in the Bank now. And Otis wrestling is so weird. I mean, that caterpillar, I still hate that move. It's just an elbow drop with a fucking weird fucking dance move before. It's stupid. Yeah. Then after that, speaking of tag teams, dissolving pretty much. We had the Bailey. Was it right after? Yeah, it was right after. I believe so. Bailey versus Sasha Banks match for the Women's Tag Team SmackDown Championship. This is actually one of the best matches I've seen from Bailey and Sasha. They brought their A game. There was chairs, there was ladders, there was fire extinguishers, there was tables. It was like TLC before TLC or after the last one. I don't know. It's weird. And they fucking went at it. Bailey, Sasha copied Bailey to belly. Bailey tried to do Bailey to belly with a chair. Didn't work out. And at the end, the reign is over. The 1 year reign of Bailey is over. So, yeah, it was actually a great match. I don't want to watch that one again. Then after that, we had another lackluster match. Just like all the matches outside of the Hell in a Cell were all lackluster. It was the Hurt Business versus Retribution. And yeah, it fucking sucked. I don't really like Bobby Lashley. He's not a very dynamic superstar. He's a good in ring, but he's not very dynamic. He has very low personality. That's why MVP has to talk for him pretty much, because MVP's got a whole lot of personality that he makes up for. And Bobby Lashley just does that fucking full Nelson. Like, why doesn't everyone tap? It's not even that. I mean, I've never been a full Nelson, so I don't know. It's weird. He just makes everybody tap. He just hits that full Nelson and match is over. I'm like, what was the point? Anyway, other than that lame ass shit, we had a good main event. The WWE Championship, Drew McIntyre versus Randy Orton. Randy Orton did that same thing he always does. He pretends to be a cameraman and attacks somebody, but Drew McIntyre was ready for him, and he got that random. And there's like this whole thing where it's going back and forth, and they go to the top of the cell, and then they pussy out. They have Drew McIntyre fall like not even 10 feet from the middle of the Hell in the Cell into the announce table, like, and they keep replaying it, like, oh my god, dude, like 20 years ago we saw Mankind fall from the top of the cell to the Spanish announce table. You're never gonna top that, WWE. That was bullshit. That was such trying to make it something look epic, but it wasn't. But the match itself was fun. Probably one of the best matches of the night, because Randy Orton is always a good superstar. Drew McIntyre has been doing pretty good. I'm not a big fan of him, but every time he has a Claymore, it's pretty exciting. Just saying. Oh, and speaking of exciting moves, those spears Roman Reigns got in the earlier match I was talking about were pretty cool too. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, now we have a new WWE champion, because Drew McIntyre fucked up at the end and got RKO'd. I mean, RKO is like the death kiss, like they do in The Godfather, the kiss of death in the Godfather movies. That's what the RKO is. I mean, you can kick out of it, but once you hit it like 3 or 2 times, that means the match is really over. Especially as I don't know. When you watch a lot of wrestling, you kind of see how stuff ends, because there's only one way something ends. A person has to win. So you watch a lot of wrestling, you say, oh, maybe this was gonna finish them off, but then they sometimes get you where they kick out. But here, yeah, there DM lost it entire. But yeah, that was my review and overview of Hell in a Cell. A pretty good pay-per-view. Some lackluster matches though, like fucking Elias versus Jeff Hardy is pretty bad. Fucking Otis versus Miz was bad too. Bobby Lashley versus Jack something, not New Jack, whatever. Retribution was also lackluster, but the Hell in a Cell matches were really good this year. So yeah, I'm getting an Undertaker celebration at Survivor Series, so I'll probably talk about that soon.